Just one match away from winning the World Cup. Now that's what the optimist would say. But here's a reality check. If you compare the key aspects of both sides, the Sri Lankans trump India. Well, that's at least what the experts are saying. Take a look.
Is the Emerald in the Islanders better than the Kohinoor in the Indians? Well, let's find out. We're starting with the openers. So whose are better? Well, Dilshan and Tiranga have two double-ton stands at this World Cup, and one of them was in the 10-wicket thrashing of England. But it's still Sachin and Sehwag who have the edge for class and consistency. The Lankan openers have actually scored 19 more runs than Sachin and Sehwag in this World Cup, but one look at the overall record, and the biggest difference is 62 one-day hundreds as compared to 21. Lower down in the engine room is where Sri Lanka have the edge. Virat and Gambhir lose out to Sangha and Jaya in terms of experience. Now compare the middle order. Yuvraj is one of the players of the tournament versus the slowish Samaravira. Then it's Dhoni versus a very inconsistent Chamara Silva, and the injured Angelo Matthews versus Suresh Raina. No prizes for guessing that India wins this battle. Dhoni may win the captaincy battle versus Sangakkara, but as a keeper batsman, it's even Stevens. In the World Cup, Sangha has been the star with 2 Man of the Match awards for 417 runs, while Dhoni has a measly average of 22.37 with a highest score of 34. Sri Lanka win their second battle in the spin department. Murli, Mendes and Hirath certainly seem a more attacking combination than Harbhajan, Yuvraj and Ashwin. In the pace department, Zahir is the second highest wicket taker of the tournament with 19 wickets, but even his best Yorker is not as good as Malinga's. Slinga Malinga bowls Yorkers so often that it's his stock delivery, and he's got 2 World Cup hat-tricks too. But then Pereira is not as consistent as Munaf, so for the Pacers, our verdict is that it's too close to call. Now here's where Sri Lanka go ahead 3-2 in our ratings, because they sure are a better fielding side than India.
Well, some positive news coming in at this point is, of course, the fact that the ICC has lifted the ban on Indian broadcasters, news channels specifically, and electronic media at that, in again getting the information across, getting the broadcasters across. So again, that is a positive development coming across at this point. But that is where the positivity ends. A big blow for India ahead of the World Cup final against Sri Lanka. Ashish Nehra has been ruled out of the final with a finger injury. Now, Nehra apparently picked up the injury when he dived to take a catch in the last match. It's now clear that he will need a surgery. Now, Nehra incidentally was picked over Chennai boy R. Ashwin for the game against Pakistan. And though not a match winner, Nehra did pick up 2 wickets from the Pakistani tail while conceding just 33 runs. Well, fans are trying to guess if the other side has similar troubles as well. All-rounder Angelo Matthews has also been ruled out due to a thigh injury, who will be replaced with off-spinner Suraj Randeep. But some good news for Lankan fans. Muralidharan was seen practicing in the nets today. He has had several injuries, including a hamstring injury, a side strain and a troublesome knee throughout this tournament. Well, shifting our focus back to tomorrow's match, the 2 highest run scorers in this World Cup are from the 2 finalists, India's Sachin and Sri Lanka's Dilshan. But who will win this race would be decided tomorrow. But there's another encounter which is again developing into a close contest. The fans will witness the clash of batting maestro Sachin and spin wizard Muttiah Muralidharan. Take a look.
Could God have written a better script for Sachin Tendulkar? The man of the match versus Pakistan was dropped as many as 4 times and survived a review that looked very out.
Have you ever had an innings like that? You had 6 lives almost, I think.
I had 5 lives. God was kind to me, and there's something which hadn't happened earlier in my life, but it's just one of those things where I was lucky.
Meanwhile, Sachin has now scored more than 400 runs for the 3rd time in a World Cup. In fact, he would be the leading run getter for the 2nd time if he gets past Dilshan, who is just 3 runs ahead. Both have had a great World Cup, but in terms of most World Cup runs, nobody can match Sachin with more than 2,000 runs in 6 editions.
You can't compare Sachin Tendulkar with the other guys. I think it's not the right way to do it, but Dilshan has done pretty well in this tournament. He's quite similar to someone like Sehwag.
The World Cup final is certain to be the last one-day game for both Sachin and Muralitharan. Murali is the second most successful bowler in the world against Sachin. He's got him 13 times in 65 tests and ODIs, while Brett Lee has him 14 times in 39 games. Sachin has the most international runs in the game, while Murali has the most wickets in the game. Sachin has the most international hundreds at 99, while Murali has the most 5-wicket hauls in the history of the game with 77 in tests and ODIs. The one big difference, Murali won a World Cup whereas Sachin hasn't won yet.
We started the World Cup thinking we were going to win for Sri Lanka, and I don't think we're going to change that. As a team, I think even Murali would sentiment to that as well. He wanted to win for the Sri Lankans.
Unfortunately, the battle between the world's best batsman and the world's most prolific bowler may not even take place with Murali nursing an injury. Of course, the battles will continue in the IPL, where Murali has a title but Sachin does not as yet. In New Delhi, Amitot Singh for NDTV.
Well, the final before the final may be over, but the battle is still on. And this weekend brings in the ultimate showdown of the ICC Cricket World Cup 2011. The men in blue will march onto the pitch of the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. But will they chase the Lankan Tigers far away from clinching the Cup of Pride? Well, Chennai, I'd say they will, and do so in true blue style. Take a look.
The mother of all battles may be over, but come Saturday night, we could be part of history in the making. And there's certainly many Indians gearing up for that, for India to really lift the World Cup once again and make us all cheer and bleed blue. One apartment here in the heart of the city is definitely making all kinds of preparations and gearing up with all kinds of mood and fervour. And I'm joining some of them. This is the cricketing team of one of the apartments in Kilpauk. Akhil, you've got a lot planned for Saturday night, burgers and pani puri and pizzas?
Yeah, sure. We all want to just come together. Food, match, enjoyment, celebration. Hopefully, we'll take the cup home this time.
Okay. What makes you think that there is, all the more reason for India to really lift the cup? I mean, this is the first time that two Asian countries are fighting out in the finals. And sometimes the co-hosts don't really make it to lifting the World Cup. But why do you think India will make it to the World Cup this time?
We have everyone that we need. Perfect team. There's no need to worry about actually. Though Sri Lanka can, a difficult opponent, we can still get through it.
Okay, tough opponents, but I also want to bring in the whole Chennai factor. R. Ashwin comes in because Nehra goes out. Is that going to be all the more reason for you to shout louder for the men in blue?
Definitely.
Yeah?
It's Chennai, so obviously we need a support for him.
Okay.
It's going to be a huge uproar for him.
Okay, so big screens is going to be here at this apartment complex. Let me just go across to the League of Housewives who've also got a busy Saturday. I guess it's a day off from the kitchen?
Yes, certainly it's a day from the kitchen, and we are really going to have a big time for us and for
the men in blue?
For the men in blue,
And
yes.
how are you going to be preparing? I'm sure there's going to be lots more jerseys coming along when you go for that screening?
Everybody's going to be in blue, bleed blue, and Chak De India.
Okay, so that's clearly the message coming in from one apartment here in Chennai. The mums, the little kids, to even the fathers gearing up for Saturday night, and no doubt India is going to win. Isn't that what you're all saying? Yeah? And can we hear one cheer for Team India then?
Yes. Chak De India!
So there you go. That's going to be echoing throughout Saturday night in Chennai. Evelyn Matthew for NDTV Hindu.
So again, a lot to look forward to. Again, we are less than 24 hours away from that big battle. Well, that is all the time that we have for. We'll be back with more news and updates at the top of next hour. Keep watching NDTV Hindu.